Yes, there are various forms of sexual harassment. It can be verbal, it can be non-verbal, it can be physical as well. So basically, it is the superior management ask for sexual favors. Ladies or the girls should not be scared. They need to speak up so that yes, a serious offense only will have a long-lasting effect. It might be a trivial issue for the boy, but it may not be a trivial issue for that particular lady who has gone through it, right? Some are able to overcome it, some are not.
Hello and welcome to the CSI Journal. Today we have eminent lawyer and professor Dr. Medha Shetye with us, who is the founder of LexiPoSH, a firm that deals with POSH-related complaints. Ma'am, hello and welcome to the CSI Journal. Thank you. What comes under the purview of sexual harassment at workplace? What are the types of harassment that can be categorized as sexual harassment?
When you're speaking about sexual harassment, yes, there are various forms of sexual harassment. It can be verbal, it can be non-verbal, it can be physical as well. Along with that, we also have another form that is protocol and constant environment. To explain about each one of them, I think so verbal, physical, non-verbal is comparatively easy to identify. When you're talking about quid pro quo is a Latin maxim which means exchange. So mostly then there is a power matrix. That is vertical. The structure is means as far as the respondent, the complainant is concerned with the vertical right, this quid pro quo is there. So basically, it is the superior management or the managers or the team leaders. They take disadvantage of their position and ask for sexual favors, right? Such a situation is called as quid pro quo. And when there is sexual harassment in quid pro quo relationship, yes, it has to be comparatively serious manner, because I feel it is the managers who are responsible for maintaining the culture of the organization, and they are the one who has to see and ensure that there's no sexual harassment at workplace. Commenting on someone's body type, commenting on someone's outfits or figure, does that also fall under sexual harassment? Definitely, it will fall under sexual harassment. So it will fall under your verbal form of sexual harassment. So if you're commenting on anyone's anatomy, definitely it's body shaming. Body shaming does come under sexual harassment. So if I'm saying that more people, right, and then looking at you, we have seen cases where victim, mainly girls, young girls, they're afraid to complain, or probably they don't know where to speak out, who to approach after being harassed sexually, maybe because the abuser is a top boss in the organization, someone influential. So what is the solution in that case? I will say the ladies or the girls should not be scared, because law is the same uniform, right? And yes, they need to report, they need to speak up. If a person is accused with sexual harassment, what are the consequences the person has to face? If someone has been abused, if he is found guilty, then in that case, disciplinary actions can be taken. There are various disciplinary actions which have been mentioned. It can lead to termination, suspension, reprimand, censure, right? Loss of pay, stoppage of employment. So there are various penalties of punitive actions which have been weighed up, and anyone can, the IC is the appropriate person to recommend those recommendations depending upon the severity or gravity of that particular incident.
And it can also have a repercussion on the person's career.
Definitely. In case if the perpetrator is found guilty and the IC recommends termination, then yes, it's quite serious, because it definitely stands the growth of that particular respondent, of the perpetrator, because getting the job becomes a challenge, right? Because when you're moving ahead and you're moving to some other organization, they definitely ask you, why have you left the job? So mentioning that, yes, I was removed or terminated for this particular reason may become a hindrance in your role. So definitely it's a very serious offense. People need to take it seriously. So it's a criminal offense. Sexual harassment under the POSH Act is a civil offense. But if you're talking about IPC, because the same sexual harassment can also be offense under your IPC. When it comes under IPC, it is a criminal offense. So sexual harassment is a civil as well as criminal offense. Under the POSH Act, it is a civil litigation. Under your IPC, it's a criminal.
Not just sexual harassment, there are other forms of harassment which we have seen in workplace, like somebody is shouting on their co-worker or their subordinates, for not completing their work on time, or whatever may be the reason the person at the receiving end, they are feeling harassed. So what are the kinds of other kinds of harassment apart from sexual harassment which happen at the workplace?
Apart from sexual harassment, as you said, there are workplace harassment which takes place. So in case someone is intimidating, someone is bullying someone is yelling, as you said, right? Then all these things come under the ambit of the word workplace harassment, right? And please remember, if there is a workplace harassment, that individual has to, the complainant has to approach the appropriate forum. It can be the HR or it can be the redressal grievance committee, depending upon the size of the organization.
Talking about workplace harassment, be it sexual or non-sexual in nature. So the victim, what kind of, impact this kind of a harassment has on the mental health of the victim?
It depends upon what has transpired, right, between the victim and the perpetrator. And definitely it has a long-lasting effect. It depends upon how the person perceives it, right? So it's not so that yes, a serious offense only will have a long-lasting effect. Even if it is a trivial issue, it might be a trivial issue for the boy, but it may not be a trivial issue for that particular lady who has gone through it, right? And therefore, if you're talking about the impact, it depends upon the individual, how they're perceiving that particular act. So it remains, and I would say yes, it always remains for long. Some are able to overcome it, some are not, right? I have heard cases wherein people have just left the organization, left working because of sexual harassment, because they just don't want to. They're not able to stand back again because whatever has transpired and whatever has happened, whatever they have gone through in their life. So that also happens. So it really has a serious impact. We should, if somebody is in a chronic manhunt in the workplace, and I probably may not know that this is also sexual harassment. So what role does the organization have to play here? The role of the organization is to create awareness session, because the obligation is on the employer to adhere to this particular legislation statute. And in that particular compliance, yes, one of the aspects is sensitizing the employees. So I will say it's a mandate for the organization or the employer to ensure that the employees are sensitized, they are aware about this legislation, so that they can speak up for their rights which are being vested by the statute.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We learned a lot from you today.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining in.